ऑप्शन लिखने Good afternoon. Today we'll see what methods. As I have told you last class, we have many more methods to solve linear programming problems. So one of the best method for solving LPP is simplex method. Basically, if you talk about this method, in this method, more than one variable, any number of variables exist in linear programming problems. It can be solved by this method. The limitation of the graph methods invent this method, but as you know, in graph methods, when you have more than two variables, it fails. The graphical method cannot be used when the LPP contains more than two variables. But simplex method can be used when it is two variables or more than two variables or any number of variables. While solving linear programming problems through graph methods, when different inequality is there in subjected to constraints, so directly you are computing equalities, equations, then you are finding certain points to form the lines. Then you are looking what is the position of the line in this graph. But as you know, all these points are taken in first quadrant. Why? Because we have a three steps in LPP: objective function, subjected to constraint, non-negative constraints. Non-negative constraint always says the value of the variable should be either positive or zero. The positive zero means always you have to take in first quadrant. You cannot take in other quadrant. Whereas the moment you are getting more than two variables, then coordinate axis is not used. So then you are thinking about simplex method, revised simplex methods, many more methods are there. But today we'll discuss about simplex methods. In a graphic method, when as I said to you in the last class, when the less than equal to symbol is given, because you talk about inequalities, it can come either in less than equal to form or in greater than equal to form. So whenever any inequalities in less than equal to form, always the points are taken towards origin. And when it is given greater than equal to something, always the points are taken away from origin. When it is given is equal to no inequalities, equality is given, then you have to the top to locate the point on the line itself. But simplex method says something different. Here directly cannot make it equal. If the inequality is given, you have to make it equal by using some variable. The name of the variable is slack variable. So this one, slack variable. The variable which is added to the in equation to have the equation called slack variable or variables. I've written variables because sometimes if you're using more than one variable, there are variables. So then another variable exists, that is a surplus variable. Both are opposite each other. Like slack variable is for addition, this is for subtraction. But the ultimate objective is both are required to convert the inequations to equations. Slack variable is added. What is added? If less than equal is given, less than equal to, let me show you can understand it. I'm going forward. See, in this example, all these inequalities are less than equal. Somehow this left hand side is lesser or maybe equal to the right hand side. In this case, one variable you have to add in the left hand side to make it equal. Sometimes question may come to mind, if you are adding something because equal symbol is there, it may be more than this. Now remember, always you talk about slack variable or surplus variable, both are approaches to zero. It's a very small positive number, right? Approaches to zero. But slack variable is added, surplus variable is subtracted. I clearly have written the variable which is subtracted from the inequation to have the equation called surplus variable. Also the example in coming PPT, there is another variable exists which is called. So these two variables are used to convert inequations to equations. But artificial variable used once you get the equation, but you are unable to get coefficient of the unit matrix inside the the coefficient of unit matrix. For example, one unit matrix is 3 plus 3. So you should require 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. If that is not there in the coefficient matrix, then you have to use artificial variable. And again, let's show examples. So there is 3 variables that is basically used in simplex methods. Slack variable convert inequations to equations, but by addition. This is equal by again inequations equation, but by subtracting from, because always the left hand side will be greater than or equal to right hand side. Artificial variable after using surplus, then if you feel the coefficient of unit matrix are not coming in the matrix A, then you have to use artificial variable or variables. If you require more, you take artificial variable. If you require more than that, you take artificial variables. Now coming to one example, you can understand better. Here, let us see how the simplex method is adapted. The question given maximize z, perhaps z is not there, but you can understand it. Maximize z is equal to 50x1 plus 60x2. I have told you how to formulate LPP. Let's think by the formulation of LPP, what the objective function is max z is equal to this much. Then subjected to constraint, we have in 3 inequalities. One is 2x1 plus x2 less than equal to 300, 3x1 plus 4x2 less than equal to 509, 4x1 plus 7x2 less than equal to 819. This is the second step. What is the third step? A non-negative constant. Non-negative constant means whatever the variable you have taken, decision variable you have taken, that either should be positive or should be greater than equal to 0. Here, in this case, also sometimes you can write x1 comma x2 greater than equal to 0, or else you can write xi greater than equal to 0, y is equal to 1 comma 2. This way, if you are getting the question, you understand this LP first, and in this case, the objective function says about maximized. Now, this problem you are going to solve. Once you formulate this mathematical formulation, once you get the mathematical formulation, question is solve it. Solve it means you have to find out the value of the variable. Here, how many variables exist? There are 2 variables. One is x1, second is x2. So what you have to do? You have to find out the value of x1, x2, but by simplex method. But sometimes you can solve it, so it can be solved by graphic method also. Why? Because 2 variables exist, x1, x2. But it is mentioned, use simplex method, then how to solve LTL. In this case, if you talk about graph method, so when 3 inequalities are given, so directly you are adding, you are converting these inequalities to equalities, and you are making equation, then you are forming line, then you are finding the feasible region. From that, you are finding the vertices from the region, and at each vertices you are finding the value of z. And the question given maximum, which are maximum at any point that you are finding it out. If it is a question given minimum, then you are finding the vertices values at whose vertices value the value of z is minimum. That is the answer. But in this case, I told you, and you have to remember always, when 3 inequality symbol is given, all are less than equal to. So you have to think of addition, left hand side. Because left hand side on these 3 inequalities are less than the right hand side. So here, how many slag you have taken? 3. One for first one, another for second, another for third. So here it has taken like this: x3, x3, x4, x5. All are greater than or equal to 0. Approaches to 0. All the 3 are called slag variable. So I have taken 3 slag variable. Remember this way, it is written also x3, x4 equals slag variables. Slag variables values always are approaches to 0. Approaches to 0 means this way you can write. See, like x3 approaches to 0, tends to 0. Similarly, x4 tends to 0. x5 tends to 0. I mean, it is a small positive number. You cannot say it is 0 nearby zeros. Okay. Then see what you have done. Now in the first inequation, x1 plus x2, we have taken plus x3. We are keeping some gap. Why? Because in other two inequalities, you are going to add x4, x5. See, this is one of the important point you have to remember in simplex method. When any variable writing, at any equation you are adding or subtracting, below in other inequation or equation, that place will be vacant. Why? Their coefficient will be 0, 0. Here when you are adding x3, its coefficient is 1. In the other two cases, it will be 0x3, 0x3. So this has to be kept blank for initially. Blank means you have to understand the coefficients are 0 for that variables. So here x3 added, you have kept some gap. Why? Because in the other two inequations we are going to add x4 and x5. These two places will be blank. So here x4 place is blank, x5 place also blank. Is equal to 300. See, x1 below x1, x2 below x2, x3 below x3. The sequence has to be maintained. Like this, for all the three, you have added x3, x4, x5. Now, same thing written. So all these x3, x4, x5 are known as slack variable. Okay. Come to solutions. The same thing you have done. You have added this 3, you have got this one. But initially, it was x1, x2 greater than equal to 0. Now you have taken another 3. After 0 means what? It is either 0 or more than 0. So x1 to x5 all are greater than equal to 0. Now you are going to find out IBFS, initial basic feasible solutions. Now let us see how to solve it by simplex methods. The simplex method always depends on tabular form. I mean, through tabular methods you have to solve it. So here the right hand side, as I said to you earlier, when subjected to constraint, always you have a into x is equal to or less than equal to or greater than equal to b. So here b means 300, 509, 812. This is b matrix, right? And how many variables you have? X is nothing but x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, right? Let me write, you can understand. Here x is equal to x1 to x5. This is a column vector or variable matrix. We have 5 variables, all the variables we are keeping under x. And as you know, always ax is equal to b. Right? A is the coefficient matrix where you can get 2, 3, then A is equal to what? 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 7. There are coefficient 1, other 2 are 0, 0. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, right? So 2 A is equal to 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 7, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. See, we have a focus on these. Unit matrix coefficient 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1 should come inside the coefficient matrix. That you have to keep in mind. Now, let us see the table. Always tables have a format CD, basic variables, then XD, then x1, x2, x3, x4, x5. Why up to x5? Because we have 5 variable. Cj means the cost values or coefficient value of xi or xj. Here x1 coefficient will be c1, this x2 coefficient is c2, x3 coefficient c3, c4, c5. But before that, first you have to see what was the objective function. Your objective function was 50 x1 plus 60 x2. 50 x1 plus 60 x2. So how many slack or surplus, whatever you have taken, their coefficient will be 0, 0 with that variable. So it is what? Z is equal to 50x1 plus 60x2 plus you have to write 0x3 plus 0x4 plus 0x5. The slack variable coefficient is 0, 0, 0. and this is C1, C2, C3 0 because x3 coefficient will be C3, x4 coefficient is C4, x5 coefficient is C5. So that has to be written in the top. Now, first you have to put this column. Always focus this column, basis variable column. What you have to write? Now you have to check whose coefficient. See the matrix. I have 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4 means what? This is the coefficient of x1. 1, 4, 7 is the coefficient of x2. 1, 0 is the coefficient of x3. This is the coefficient of x4, coefficient of x5. So always you have to keep in mind that whose coefficient is giving 1, 0, 0, that has to be kept in the first position of this column, which is x3. The x3 coefficient is 1, 0, 0. Then x4 coefficient is 0, 1, 0. Maybe the coefficient of the unit matrix may not be sequence in this matrix A, but here you have to keep the sequence. Whose coefficient is 1, 0, 0, that will be first position. Whose coefficient is 0, 1, 0, second position. Whose coefficient is 0, 0, 1, that is third position. Now what is XB? XB means the right hand side. What we are taking B? 300, 509, 812. Now other x1 coefficient, x1, x2, x3, the coefficient you can copy from this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 7. See, 2, 3, 4, written 1, 4, 7, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Now there is a method how to know whether the question sometimes come to our mind. So when this table will be completed or the table will continue. The simplex method says always you have to find out Zj minus Cj should be greater than equal to 0, or else Cz minus Zj, Cj minus Zj should be less than equal to 0. So let's go in one way. It's focus on like this: Zj minus Cj greater than equal to 0. Then you can think the solution is complete. So Zj means citizen Zj. How to get it? Summation CB into XB column. Summation CB column into XB column you have to multiply. So it is 0 into 300, 0, 0 into 509, 0, 0 into 812, 0. So initially ZO means, look, ZO means not Z0, ZO means optimum value of Z. How to get it? Now summation CB into XB column. Okay, the value initial 0. Why? Because the coefficients are 0. The question come how to get these 0 values. The written x3, x4, x5 check. x3 coefficient is 0, x4 coefficient is 0, x5 coefficient is 0. Okay, so after multiplying this 0 into this, 0 into this, 0 into this, we got this is 0. Similarly, you have to find out Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, Z5. Why Z1 here? Wherever x1 you have written, you have to find out Z1. Wherever x2 you have written, you have to find out Z2. Wherever x3 written, you have to find out Z3, Z4, Z5. How to get Z1? Same format. Always CB will be common. Multiplication with other columns. So 0 into 2 plus 0 into 3 plus 0 into 4, 0. So addition will be 0. But your objective is what? Zj minus Cj. I told you Zj minus Cj you have to find out. Zj minus Cj. Right? If you put j by 1, it will become what? Z1 minus C1. Here Z1 is 0. How? 0 into this 0 plus 0 into 3 0 plus 0 into 4 0. If you add it becomes 0. Now what is C1? C1 is 50. C2 C1 means, I told you previous class before, objective function always taken as max or mean Z is equal to Cx. What is that? The C1 x1, C2 x2, C3 x3 like this. So here x1 coefficient will be C1, x2 coefficient is C2, x3 coefficient C3 like this. So here C1 is 50. So first you are finding Z1 minus C1. What is Z1 minus C1? Now Z1 is 0 minus C1 is 50. What you got? Minus 50. Minus 50 what it has written. Similarly Z2. How to get a CB into x2? Summation CB into x2. So 0 into 1 plus 0 into 4 plus 0 into 7 which is 0. That is Z2. If Z2 is 0, what is C2 written above? 60. So 0 minus 60 is minus 60. Similarly, Z3, of course, will be 0. Why? With all the coefficients are 0, 0. So 0, but C3 is 0. So Z3 minus C3 will be 0. Z4 minus C4 will be 0. Z5 minus C5 is 0. See, our main objective is the below values. All the Zj minus Cj value should be either positive or 0. So unless you are getting positive 0, the table will continue. But you got two negative values. Though other three are 0, but here you got two negative values. One is Z1 minus C1, one is Z2 minus C2. And once Zj minus Cj greater than equal to 0, then you have to think that the optimum solution exists. Unless you are not getting, then there is different ways you can interpret this. Either it can be permanent solution or infeasible solution, that I'll tell you later on. So let us solve it fast. When you got two negatives, find out which one is the most negative. Most negative is minus 60. Minus 60. Minus 60 means you are a mark here. Minus 60 corresponding variable is what? Next to. So here x2 is called incoming variable. Incoming variable or entering variable. I dot v, income variable and variables. Means what? For the next table, this x2 will come to basis variable. And one of the variable will be out. Which will be out? There is a formula exists for this. That is called theta. Theta is equal to minimum xj by xb column. We'll see in the next slide. So first of all, remember it. This is called incoming variable. X2 is called incoming variable. Why? Because the most negative. Now coming to the next slide. Okay, done. Now this is called what? Incoming variable. Now which are outgoing? Now outgoing can be known by this formulas. Check what it is written here. 1 by 300, 4 by 509, 7 by b by x, sorry, 3 by 300 by 1, 592, 8 by 7. Just a minute. Okay, let me tell you how to get it. The formula is like this: theta is equal to minimum xb by xj. Next, which one is xb column? Now this is xb column. First is 300. xj means which one you got incoming. Incoming is what? x2. Now divide each element of x2 with xb column. 300 by 1. 300 by 1 is 300. The another is 509 by 4. Then 812 by 7. Now which will be minimum? Obviously 812 by 7. So if 812 by 7, of course will be minimum. The minimum means corresponding to this, which variable exists in the basis variable? X5. So for the next table, x5 will be out. In place of x5, you have to take x2, whereas x3, x4 remain same. Repeat again. So here x5 will be out. Why? Because the theta value, which one minimum? Because you find 300 by 1, 509 by 4, 812. Sorry, written here. So in this tree, if you compare, obviously this one will be lesser as compared to other. So lesser means its corresponding variable in the basis variable is x5. So x5 will be out. See this table, can understand next table. So this is the next table. x3, x4 exists, but x5 is out. In place of x5, you have taken x2. Now the question is how you have got this table. Let us see it one by one. We'll see. Two, three things that you have to remember manually when you are solving it, because this can be solved by software also. First of all, find out this is incoming and this x5 is outgoing. x5 outgoing variable, this is incoming. So it says when any variable in, any variable is out, the intersection portion is what? The 7, this position is 7. This is called key element. This 7 is called key element. Always you have to keep in this box. Key element means, this is called sometimes pivot element. Means by this element the next table can be formed. How you have got this? Now this is incoming, this is outgoing, where two variable at any point cross each other, that cross position is called key element or pivot elements. Target to that. Now x2 is in, x5 is out. Now x5 place was what? 001. So this position values will carry by the x2 in the next table. Check. x2 will be 001. Check. And this x2 column 001. Where x3, x4 you have not changed anything, so directly both has to be copied. x3 column values was 100, x4 value was 010. If you see x3, x4 still it is present. The x3 coefficient 100, 010. Only x5 coefficient is carried by your x2. Why? Because x2 is incoming, x5 is outgoing. The x5 value will be changed. Now how it has come, I'll tell you. Another value also I am going to tell you. Again, another interesting also. In any row, the key element exists. In that row, the key element will be divided to all the values. I mean, these values will be 8, 12 by 7. This is 4 by 7. 7 by 7 is always 1. 0 by 7, 0. 0 by 7, 0. 1 by 7, 1 by 7. Check, it is written. The last value is 1 by 7. 0, 0. This 7 by 7 is 1. This is 4 by 7. This is 1, 1. 8, 12 by 7. Okay. It is 116. 116. Now in this row you have divided to all the values. This key element we have divided to all the elements. Like this you have got 812 by 7 is 116. This position will be 4 by 7. You can check 4 by 7. Right? And this is 7 by 7 is 1. This is already have told you 10001. Okay, so this value will change. This is 1 by 7. 1 by particular for this row. Other row you cannot divide. Only in which row the key element present, in that row that value will be divided. Okay. Now coming to other part, how you have got this 184 10 by 7. Let us verify it. 184 how to get? Now there is a formula exists. Check this one. So let me tell you. So in the first position of the XB column, what it is? 300. The 300 minus, for example, you want to find this place. How to get the 300 minus corresponding to the income factor? What written? Now 1 written. The 300 minus 1 by key element is 7 into corresponding to that this XP column, what value you have taken? See, you have a link to 300, 1, 7, 8, 1, 2. The 300 minus 1 by 7 into 8, 1, 2. Okay. So 81, this is what? 300 minus 812 by 7 is what? Now 116, which is 184. Check that out. 184 return. Or there is another way you can do like this. Now which position you want to find out? That into k element. That into k element. I mean 300. Let me write here. 300 into k element is what? 7 minus. So which you want to find out? Target that into k element. Minus corresponding cross position of 300 to this entering column is 1 and its corresponding to XP column is 812. This into this minus cross position 1 into 812, which is 812, divided by key element. Key element is 7. So this is what? 2100 minus 812 by 7. Again 184 will come. This is one way. The another way is like you have taken 300 minus 1 by 7. Also you can take 300 minus 812 by 7 into 1. Same will come 184. So there are different ways. Now come to this position, how to get the values. Now this one, if you want to find out this position, it has come 10 by 7. Let us see how. The 2 written, the target 2 minus 1 by 7 into 4. 2 minus 1 by 7 into 4 means 2 minus 4 by 7. 2 minus 4 by 7, which is 14 minus 4, now 10 by 7. 10 by 7, check. 10 by 7. So this way, all the value can be found out. For example, this one, minus 1 by 7, how it is. Let us see. What is 0 written? The 0 minus, direct come to entering column, is corresponding value is 1. 0 minus 1 by 7 into 1. So 0 minus 1 by 7 into 1, which is equal to minus 1 by 7. Check, minus 1 by 7 might have written. So this, any values you want to find out, this way you have to find out. Like the next target is what? You have to find out ZJ minus CJ. So first find out ZO. ZO how to get? The ZO is, let me tell you, summation CB into XB column. So 0 into 184 is 0 plus 0 into 45 is 0 plus 60 into 116. 16 into 116. You have to multiply. Okay. The value will come. Whatever the value come, you write here. Right? 6960. Okay. Now that is what ZO. ZO values will be written here. ZO values here. ZO value will be what? CB column into XB column. This into this plus this into this plus this into this. Whatever come, you write here. Now, how to get Z1 minus C1? I told you first find out Z1. How to get the CB into X1? The 0 into this 0, 0 into this 0 plus 16 to 4 by 7. 16 to 4 by 7. Whatever come. 240 by 7 minus the x1, the x1 coefficient is c1, the 50 has to be subtracted, minus 50. What do you get? Now 240 minus 350 divided by 7, which is equal to minus 110 by 7 might have written, check what it is, minus 1, 100. Let me check again. 240 by 7 minus 50 that is minus 110 by 7. This one regulated like this. You can find out Z2 minus C2. It will be 0 y. Now 0 into this is 0 plus 0 into 0 is 0 plus this into this 60, but above 60 to 10, the Z2 minus C2 will be 60 minus 60 is 0. Similarly, this one will be 0, this one 0, this one positive. How? The 0 into this is 0 plus 0 into this is 0. Check 0 into this 0 plus 0 into this is 0 plus 60 into 1 by 7, that's 60 by 7. But again C5 is 0. The 60 by 7 minus 0 is 60 by 7. So these are got 0, this is positive, only one value got negative. I told you if you got negative and unless you are getting positive, the table will continue. Now this target to this negative values and this column will be entering column. In the above what written x1? The x1 is entering variable or incoming variable for the next table. If the x1 is entering, one will be outgoing out of this x3, x4 and x2. Which one will be outgoing? Again you have to find out theta values. How to get this? Now, I have told you minimum xb by the entering column. Entering column is x1 here. So this column will divide with this values. So 184 by 10 by 7, 45 by 5 by 7, 110 by 116 by 4 by 7. Now which one is minimum? That will be out. See the previous slide. Yeah, 184 by 10 by 7, 45 by 5 by 7, 116 by 4 by 7, which you got finally. The minimum out of this 3 is 63. The 60 means what? The middle one. Middle one means which one? X4 is out. X4 will be out for the next table. Which will be in? Next one will be in. So here X3, X4, X2, which will be out? X4, Y. Now the explain is given here. You have to go for division. XB column divided by entering column. Here XB column this one, entering column is this one. Corresponding element has to be divided. 184 by 10 by 7, 45 by 5 by 7, 116 by 4 by 7. And which one is minimum? That will be out. Minimum is 63. 63 corresponding variable x4. I mean in the next table it will be x3, x1, x2. Check x3, x1, x2. So always you fill this column first. Then again, I told you here which one out? Now x4 is out. What is the value of x4? Now 0, 1, 0. Now in that place, what you are going to write? Next one. The x1 will carry whatever the value present in x4, that will be carried by the x1. Check. x1 is 0, 1, 0. Earlier x4 was 0, 1, 0. Now x1 taking the same value 0, 1, 0. Why? It is incoming in place of x4 because x4 is outgoing. Now I told you which one is key element. Check. This is incoming. X4 is outgoing. Check. This is outgoing row. This is incoming column. The cross position is coming this one. This is 5 by 7. This 5 by 7 is the key element. I told you key element, all these values will be divided the key values. I mean 45 by 5 by 7, the value becomes 63. 5 by 7 by 5 by 7 you know 1. 0 by this 0. 0 by 5 by 7 0. 1 by 5 by 7 will be 7 by 5. So written. Minus 4 by 7 by 5 by 7. It become minus 4 by 5. Now again x3 place will be 1, 0, 0 remain same. Your x2 place will be 0, 0, 1. x1 you got 0, 1, 0. I told you how it is. Now other values you have to find out. For example, this 184, how it is 94. Let's check. I told you in which element you want to find out. That minus corresponding key element value will be subtracted. I mean 184 minus this divided by this, so minus 10 by 7 divided by 4 by 7 into corresponding element column of value is 116. When this minus this divided by this into this 116. Obviously the value will come 94. Let us see how. Now 184 minus 10 by 7, okay. 4 by 7, if you make it reverse, 10 by 4 into 116. It will be 184 minus 10 into 29 10 into 29 will be getting 94. Or else you do like this, 184 into 4 by 7, just a minute. One 84 minus divided by 5 by 7. Sorry, this is the outgoing. 5 by 7 into 116. Sorry, not 116. This minus this by this into 45 into 45. What do you got? Now 184 minus 10 by 5 is 2 into 45, which is 184 minus 90, which is 94. Check 94 written. Let me repeat again, because x4 is out. X4 is out. This is out. So this is in. So this is the key element. You want to find this value. So this minus this by this into 45 will be getting 94. Or else 184 minus 45 by this into this will be get 94. Or else this into this minus this into this divided by 5 by 7 will be getting same values, 94. Like this other value can be calculated, like this will come 80, like 116. If you want to find this value, how to get this into this minus this into this divided by this, or else this minus 45 by this into this, or 116 minus this by this into 45 will be getting 80. Like this remaining value will be calculated this way. Once you remember one formula how to get these values, the other can be calculated easily. Then again, after doing this, you got the other values. Then again, you have to find out what ZO and ZJ minus ZJ. So what is ZO value here? So this way ZO value can be found out. Let me tell you. Now Z is equal to, I had told you, summation CB into B. This is CB column, this is B column, XB column, sorry, CB into XB column. 0 into 94, 0 plus 50 into 63, 50 into 63 plus 60 into 80, which is 480, 00. So the value is 3150 plus 4800. So the value comes 0597. The answer is 7 and 50. We'll see that. Now Z minus CJ, let us see whether positive or not. Again, you got same way you have to follow. Z1 is 0, 50 into 1, 0, sorry, 50. 0 into 0, 0, 50 into 1, 51, sorry, 50. This 60 into 0, 0. The 50 minus 50 is 0. So this is Z2 minus C2, 0, Z3 minus 0. Now this value coming positive, Z4 minus C4. Now Z5 minus C5, again you got negative. One negative value is coming again. Negative means what? Again you have to think of next table. So this column will be incoming. Let's go to the next table. The X5 you have taken incoming. The X5 is incoming. 1 will be outgoing. How to get outgoing? Next B column by entering column. This is entering column. So 94 by 1. This by this negative. See, negative never accepted. Positive or 0 you have to take. So 94 by 1. 1 is 80 by 3 by 5. Okay. So 94 by 1 is 94. 80 by 3 by 5. Obviously this will be lesser. Okay. This shall be out. Now after this you got this figure. X5, X1, sorry, let me tell you. 94 by 1 is, let me do it. 94 by 1 is 94. The other is 80 by 3 by 5. I mean 80 by 3 by 5 means 80 into 5 is 400 by 3 is 100 something will come. Okay, so this is higher, this is lower. 94 is lower. 94 corresponding variable is what? X3. So X3 will be out. Which will be in? The negative corresponding variable will be entering variable and incoming variables. So in place of X3 you have to write X5, then X1, X2 as like that. So next table you have to write in place of X3, X5, X1, X2. Check. X5, X1, X2. And the same procedure you have to adopt what I have told in the previous table. Finally, you getting ZZ minus CJ is all are positive. So once you get positive, the solution completed. So wherever you got positive, then you have to find out what the value of ZO. ZO means optimum value of Z. How to get? The formula you know, CB into XB column. Check CB column is 0 into this is 0. 50 into 69, 50 into this is actually summation. 50 into 691 by 5 plus 60 into 118 by 5, you will be getting 8326 answer. Right? So this is the way the simplex method is like this. Your target is always ZZ minus CJ value should be greater than equal to 0. Once you get the below values is greater than equal to 0, ZZ minus CJ is all are positive and 0, then you stop. And how to get 0 values? It automatically will highlight here or else you multiply it. Now coming to another one, another question. Having more variables, here I have taken 3 variables, x1, x2, x3. Then from the theory you have got a mathematical formula like this. So you have to solve it. So again all the 3 are less than equal to. Again same thing you have to take. One is x4 slack variable, 3 slack variable you have to take, x4, x5, x6. Check, same thing written. Introduce 3 slack variable x4, x5, x6 to make inequalities. All the 3 are added. Okay, all are greater than equal to zeros. But here in objective function you have tried 0x4, 0x5, 0x6. Then the same way you have to draw the table. You got ZJ minus CJ is, first you have to find out ZO here, ZO. You have to find out ZO here, ZO. How to get? That is multiply CB into XP column. All will be 0 initially because all the coefficients are 0. But ZJ minus CJ, here 3 are negative. Which one is negative? Minus 12. And x1 incoming, written here clearly. The same which you have done. Which one is minimum, that will be outgoing. The minimum is 10. 10 means which one? 100 by 10. Right? So x4 is out for the next table. Which one is in? Next one is in, x4 is out. Check. Whatever x4 was there in that place, you have taken x1. Same way you have to adopt. Same procedure. No exchange, same thing. Same way you have to do. Once clear about the first problems, maybe variables are more, but the same procedure you have to adopt. But there is another question come here. If the question is given, the inequality is given in the form of greater than equal to, always you cannot expect all will be less than equal to. Sometimes the inequalities may be greater than equal to, maybe equal to, or maybe sometimes less than equal to, of mixed. How to solve it? Now here you have to adopt either begin method or two-phase methods. Right? Procedure is different, but ultimately the objective remains same. Now remember, always question is come minimum form, minimize ways you can solve it, or else if you are always solving a maximize mode, from the objective function you change your, if it is minimize given, you convert to maximize form. How to convert it? Only the sign will be changed. The minimize written 12.5 x1, it will be minus 12.5 x1. And minus 14.5 x2 if you convert mean to max. Similarly, if you convert max to mean, again sign change. Negative become positive, positive become negative. Or whereas subjected to constant, then won't any change happens. No change will occur in objective function. Let us see it. It has converted to maximize form. So minus 12.5 means what? 25 by 2 x1 like this. Now here I told you, wherever greater than equal symbol given, here 2 greater than equal to 1 less than equal to. So greater than equal to means you have to subtract surplus variable to make it equal. Left hand side you have to subtract. Here also you have to subtract. But in this case you have to add. Why? Well, less than equal to given. So here you take x3 subtract it, here x4 you subtract it, here x5 you add. What you got like this? Why x3 x4 subtracted? Because that was a greater than sign. Greater sign means always you have to use surplus. It is surplus, somehow more. You have to make it equal. How? Subtract x3, subtract x4. Here you add x5. Why add x5? Because it is less than equal to. Less than equal to means somehow this side is lesser than the right hand side. You have to add it. Finally, it become equal. But once it is equal, you have to check whether in the matrix A, the unit matrix exists or not. Unit matrix coefficient exists or not. Let us check. Here the matrix A is what? Now 1, 40, 75. The coefficient of x1. x2 coefficient is 1, 75. Check. 1, 40, 75. 1, 75, 100. Then minus 1. Here x3 absent 0, 0. Then 0, minus 1, 0. 0, 0, 1, x5 coefficient. x5 coefficient. x5 coefficient is 1, the other two are absent, so 0, 0, 1. Now check, 0, 0, 1 is present. But as it is 3 questions, always you require 1, 0, 0. You require 0, 1, 0 and you require 0, 0, 1. So you require 1, 0, 0. You require 0, 1, 0. You require 0, 0, 1. But 0, 0, 1 is exist, but these two are not exist. Again, the two variables have to add, one in first equation, another in second equation as an artificial variable. Because I told you, once surplus is added, subtracted, you have made an equation. Next, you have to find out the coefficient of the unit matrix inside the matrix A. These two are absent. 1, 0, 0 is absent, 0, 1, 0 is absent. Which is 1, 0, 0. First equation is 1. 1 means here what? In the first equation, you have to add one variable by which you can get the coefficient 1, 0, 0. So if you require 0, 1, 0, 1 is middle. So in middle equation you have to add another variable. So here up to x5 taken, so you can take x6, x7. x6 you add in the first equation, x7 you add in the which equation? Third equation. So after adding this, directly it has taken like this. And always it says if I have adapted here big A methods. I've written here big A, this is capital A. If you're adapting big A methods, whatever the maximize objective function there, and apart from that, what surplus slack you have taken, their coefficient will be 0, 0, 0. Like here you have taken 2 surplus x3, x4, their coefficient will be 0 in objective function check, 0, 0. Even also if I use slack variable, their coefficient will be 0. But how many artificial value you have taken, their coefficient will be minus m, minus m. So what are the artificial value you have taken? Now x6, x7, check x6 coefficient is minus m, x7 coefficient is minus m. Check x6 coefficient minus m, x7 minus m. But x3, x4, x5, these two are surplus variable. Their coefficient always 0, 0. Slack variable coefficient is always 0. But as you are adapting big A method, that too up to you have kept in the objective function maximize form, so you have put minus m, minus m. The procedure remains same. First you put basis variable column. Basis variable column means which one giving 1, 0, 0, that position will be first. Which coefficient giving 1, 0, 0, next 6, that is your x6 first position. Whose coefficient giving 0, 1, 0, next 7, check x7 is second position. Which one is giving 0, 0, 1, next 5, third position. Now what is the coefficient of x6? x6 coefficient is minus m, so minus m written. So CP means coefficient of this basis variable, x7 coefficient is minus m, x5 coefficient is 0 written. XP column you have to copy from the right hand side. 2000 is 1 lakh, this is 2 lakh, that is copied. And x1 to x7 you have to copy in the same way you have to adopt. Z1 minus U1, Z2 minus C2, Z3 minus C3 like this. And your objective is always the below value either should be plus m, or positive m, 0, or you are getting numerical values. Positive values there, no negative m is accepted. But in Z1 minus U1 and Z2 minus C2, how it is? Now if it is x1, below will be Z1 minus U1. This will be Z2 minus C2. Which one is the most negative m? Not this one. And corresponding to this, the variable is x2. So here x2 is incoming variable or entering variable. If x2 is entering variable, 1 will be outgoing for the next double, right? In the same procedure is adapted, you have to find out theta. Theta how to get? Next B column divided by the entering or incoming vectors or incoming columns. So 2000 by 1, 1 lakh by 75, 2 lakh by 100. By which one is minimum? That will be out. So here the minimum is x7 value, the middle is minimum. That is x7 is out. In place of x7 you have taken this is incoming x2. I mean the next table you have got x6, x2, x5, check. x6, x2, x5. What is the coefficient of x6? x6 coefficient is minus m. x2 coefficient is minus 29 by 2 that we have written here. And x5 coefficient is 0. And the same procedure like previous table has to be followed. And again you are getting this negative values 0, plus a negative 0, 0, and your objective is what? The value should be either positive or 0. Again the same procedure adapting, and in this table you are getting check 0, 0, positive, positive 0. That was the objective. The objective was all the values of zj minus cj should be positive or 0. Then you can say the optimum solution exists. Once you get here, you have to find out z over here. How to get Z0? The summation CP column into XP column. I mean, after this, finally, you will be getting the value will be here 26142 617. And this will be your answer. The similar ways, any problem given, if you are using surplus variable, then you have to go for artificial, and finally, you will be coming to one conclusion in this way.